So payroll tax is unlikely, in your view, Senator, a holiday on that? The president still talks about it, but is anyone else, is McConnell or is that, I don't want to say DOA, that's a bad term to use lately, but is it not going to make it into the bill, Senator?
It's certainly in the mix. To me, it's just one arrow in the quiver of what could help and what could work. It would let people that do have jobs keep more of their hard-earned money. It would make it a little easier for employers, I think, to hire people if we get rid of this unemployment insurance big bonus. But, you know, this is money that ultimately goes into the Social Security Trust Fund, so you would end up ultimately having to make it up in another way. It does look, according to The Economist, like it would give us 2 million to 3 million new jobs in America, so there's some value in doing this, and it's just one of the points for discussion as we go through the negotiations.
Where do you think the compromise, if there is a compromise? Democrats aren't thrilled with the liability, employer liability, but, you know, I don't know whether Republicans are ready for the state and city and local aid. Is that a potential where you could see those two things both in the bill and that's how the two sides could agree?
Well, there's that area, and also the total area, the total amount of spending. Joe, as you know, you're never going to be able to outpromise Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi when it comes to spending taxpayer money. I mean, they fire that money cannon aimed at their targets, and they're very, very good at it. The Republicans are in full agreement that $3 trillion approach by Nancy Pelosi really is fantasy island, and we need to look at a much more reasonable amount of money, closer to $1 trillion. But there's going to be negotiations, both once you get that total package number, that ceiling number, and then what the different parts are underneath that part. Is there direct payment checks to people making below a certain amount of money? Is there some unemployment insurance at a much lower number? What flexibility the states have with using the money? There are a lot of different things. There are a lot of moving parts and a lot of people that are having input in this. But ultimately, you need something that Nancy Pelosi will bring to the House and say, please pass this, that Mitch takes to the Senate and says, this is a good deal, and that the president says, I'm willing to sign.
So it's going to be between $1 and $3 trillion. Closer to 1, in your view?
That's the number I would like to see. And we have members of the Republican conference who believe that we shouldn't put any additional money into this. And people are going to be coming back to our conference, and we're going to hear stories from their home states. I have stories from Wyoming about what is the best way to move forward, what we're seeing not just with the disease, but with the economy, the importance of getting kids back to school in agreement with the American Academy of Pediatricians. The risk of keeping kids out of school is much higher than the risk of putting children in school. That's where they need to be. And the pediatricians say they need to be there, Joe, in person.
Well, I hope you've steeled yourself for this. I mean, I know you're back, but you got to go all the way to the 7th of August. I mean, you're crazy. You guys are thinking about really working 2 weeks in a row. Is that, I mean, you need a new agent or something. Is it? Have you steeled yourself?
The House, you were correct. The correct report, when the House is planning to adjourn, the Senate's going to be meeting into August. So we're going to get this done before anyone leaves. We're going to come to consensus on this.
You're nuts. You're crazy. You're working too hard. Senator, thank you.